Welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily. I'm so glad you're here with me today because I am learning something new. I have always wanted to learn how to customize my own tumblers. These are great sellers at craft fairs and boutiques, and I've always wanted to learn how to do them. So when I had HTVRONT reach out to me to send me this beautiful machine that you see on your screen here, I said absolutely, I would love to see how to do this, and I think it's something you might enjoy too. So stick around and see how we can make beautiful tumblers just like this. Today we're going to have a look at this wonderful process of sublimating your own tumblers. Now this machine is the Auto Tumbler Heat Press. It comes from HTVRONT. I've worked with them before and I've loved all of their products they've sent me, and spoiler alert, I love this one too. So we're just going to open it up and have a peek here. First thing I notice is it comes with some heat resistant gloves, which are necessary when you're doing this, and I love how they work when you're using them. This is just some heat resistant tape that you're going to definitely need to tape your designs on, and then of course you get some instructions that apparently I'm not going to have on screen. There we go. So I'm just flipping through there just to kind of get my bearings. It's pretty simple how to operate this. We're just going to take it out of the box. I do love how it comes packaged because I can put it easily back into these like styrofoam forms to keep it stored, so that way it's not going to be taking up any counter space. I can slip it away and it packages nicely. So I'm just powering it up here. You just turn on the power button and it turns right on. And I'm just showing you, compared to my hand, the size of the machine. It's not overly large and it's really nice and simple to operate. So you can see that that button is flashing red when it's all to the temperature it needs to be. It will turn green. So to turn the temperature, you just hit the little thermometer and you can go up or down depending on what you're sublimating. Pay attention to what your substrates say. For instance, in this case, I'm doing tumblers. So on my tumblers, it says best results if you do it this temperature for this long. Definitely look at those because it does make a big difference. And then the time works the same way. Now I'm just going to talk about a sublimated image for just a minute if you're not sure what that is. But this is printed with a sublimation printer. You can buy them already printed, or you can convert or purchase a printer and turn it into a sublimation printer with special ink. And I'm just showing you, you'll wrap this around the tumbler. It looks kind of dull right now, the image, but when it heats up and it has a reaction with the surface, it will make the most beautiful, bright image. Now I'm just going to tape on my paper here. This is what the design is printed on, and you want to make sure that you get as tight of a seal as you can. And I'm just going to tape up the edges here. I don't really want there to be a seam, so I'm pushing them as close together as I can, so that way it's seamless. So you can kind of see how I do that here. And if you see a little bit of a seam, it's okay. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen tumblers before maybe that have had that, probably use this same process. So I just tightly wind some tape around here. There's probably a lot of different methods on how to do this. This is just what I found worked best for me. And it was a little bit of trial and error the first couple times that I did this. So if you're starting this process and your first one you do and you go, oh no, this one's just, it's like making pancakes. The first one's kind of like a throwaway one. And if it happens to work out, great. I felt like that's kind of how this was. But this is what I ended up finding out worked the best for me, was to put 3 or 4 rings around to hold that paper tightly, because you don't want ghosting from your image. You don't want your image to, kind of like when you're doing rubber stamps, you want to make sure like you've got one firm press and then you're done. So it's kind of the same thing. So we're going to have a look at this machine here. So that light turns green when it's all to the settings that you've put it at. And it's got this nice little pocket here that you're going to just slide your tumbler into. You can also do ceramic mugs in here. You just want to make sure that your surface is a sublimation surface, so it will have this reaction with the beautiful design. So you push that button and it's just going to close up and it seals this in. It's very tight and it's very hot. So be careful when you're using this. Make sure that you are using your heat gloves. You put it on when I slid my mug in, but I definitely wear them the rest of the time. And then it just counts down and you just wait until you hear the nice little beep, and then it'll be done. So I'm just showing you here from a further view here of how simple this is, that you just place that in, hit your button, and then you just count down the time. Now I've got my gloves on here. We're just going to take this out, and you want to let this cool. I particularly like it to be nice and cool, and so that way you're not going to risk burning yourself here. It still may be a little bit warm, so I'm just going to show you when you peel this off how beautiful these designs show up. Because you saw maybe how dull on the image it was, and when you add that heat and you put it on here, it's so pretty. Now, if you're someone who likes to sell things and you love to have a booth at the craft fair or a boutique or show or something like that, this would be such a fun way to bring a new product line in. Especially if you've got that like entrepreneurial bug that you like and you just want to be able to create things, sell things, open up an Etsy shop. This is a great place to start. Look at how beautiful that design came out. And that is on there. You're not going to scratch that off. You're going to be able to wash it, scrub it, all that stuff like in your sink, and it's going to be on there. That design is not going anywhere. So I'm just going to show you a couple more designs that I do on here because I had so much fun doing this and it was such a fun process. It's kind of addicting. And I'm going to leave a link down in my description box for all of the products that I'm using. And that way, if you're wanting to do this, or maybe some of you might have this already and you're like, I'm scared to use it. I know last time I did one of these with my t-shirt press, you guys said the same thing, like I've had it, I'm just scared to use it. So hopefully if you do this, encourages you, or if you're on the fence about getting one, hopefully this lets you know that they're so fun to use and they're pretty simple. I feel like if I can do it, then you can too. So look at how cute this is. I love these little pink Santas. I'm not typically a pink for Christmas person, but this year it is really like capturing my heart. But I love those little vintage Santas there. And that design is so beautiful. Now, I purchased my designs here off Etsy, and I'm sure there's lots of other places to get them, but I'll leave a link for those as well. But they're all over the place on Etsy. I mean, it doesn't just have to be Christmas ones. It's just Christmas time right now. That's why I decided to do Christmas. But they had so many fun ones. My daughter's in love with Taylor Swift, so we found a beautiful Taylor Swift one, and we made one for her so she could take it to school, and she was like the envy of all of her friends. In fact, they're perfect gifts for Christmas too, which is one of the things I think we're going to use. But look at how cute this design was. And I just love the buffalo check and the simpleness of this. It looks like you've got some snow melting or dripping down, or some white chocolate from your latte or something. But this was such a fun process, and this machine was so easy to use. I think it would be a great investment. Again, if it's something that you already have a shop or you're wanting to have a side hustle or something, definitely look at this machine. You can make these beautiful products here, and it was so much fun to use, and it was so simple. It stores easy. You guys are absolutely going to love this. I would love to know which one of these mugs you would choose down in the comments. Let me know. A special thank you to HTVRONT for letting us play around and experiment with this machine today. You guys, I'll see you next time. Happy crafting! If you like the video that you just saw and you want to keep crafting together, here's another video that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.